what are those two important indicators that you need to use, or if you want to use, if you're using a smart money trading strategy. In this video, I'm going to reveal them for you. Hey, what's up with you guys? This is Irfan here with the Incubator.com, and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly two indicators that you can use if you are using supply and demand strategy, aka order blocks strategy. So without any further ado, let's get into it right now, because I want to show you everything with examples. I drew something on the chart so you can actually understand it way better. So let's get into the GBPUSD, and then I show you some areas that we have high probability order blocks, and then we can use that indicator. So the first indicator that we are able to use when we are utilizing this strategy is 50 SMA. 50 SMA is the first indicator that we can use to kind of give us a more confirmation when you're entering a trade. It's just for better confirmation. 50 SMA is the first indicator that we are able to use. So we have a few high probability order blocks here. As you can see, these yellow boxes, they are all high probability order blocks. And then if I just turn on my 50 SMA, you see that we have this, color change SMA that I have. You don't have to have the color change necessarily, but I'm just gonna show you the concept of this, SMA. So, and then what I'm gonna show you is I want to show you the two sides that these indicators have. The first side, I can show you some charts, I can show you some examples that's actually working, and the other side is that I can show you some examples that this indicator is not working. So that's what I'm saying. Pure price action is always the best option that you can ever have. So right now, as you can see, we have this order block right here. Okay, so this is one of the examples that are actually working. So let me just drag myself around here, and then I'm going to do a little bit of replay for you. So let's say that I'm going to remove this so you don't get distracted. Okay, the first example here. After this huge spike, see this actually this shadow here. After this huge spike, we have a very good order block here, which is a low probability order block. It's not a high probability order block, but it still can work, guys. It's not invalid, it's just low probability. Whereas I want to show you an example that it literally just came out of this order block, did a little bit of retest, and actually did another push towards upside, which actually gave us another bullish engulfing candle. But right here, it's actually testing the 50 SMA. At the same time, it's testing the order block. So we have double confirmation trade. The first confirmation is that it hits the order block. We have a really good order block here. The price came back to this zone, respected 50 SMA, and respected the order block, which is a low probability order block, because it's already tapped into one time after this candle. That's why it's a low probability order block, and there's no gap in between. But anyways, it's respected, and then we have two confirmations. If you want to take a buy trade, we can get it from here, and then you put your stop loss here if you want, or can you put your stop loss way wider, depends on you, and then you can literally take your one-to-one trade. So that's the first example that I have. If it hits the TP, but if it doesn't, as I said, you should always put your stop loss below the order block, and then you leave it on it for one-to-one trade. And yeah, it hits the TP. Anyways, this is the first example that I wanted to show you. The second example that this indicator might not work is this one right here. See, let me show you. Yeah, here. Can you see this beautiful order block here? I'm gonna do a little bit of replay. And this order block, after that, we have a huge gap. So between this order block and this candle, there's a gap. This gap means that this order block is a high probability order block, and we just need to wait for the price to come back to this level and then see what type of confirmation it's going to give us. Plus, we are taking these 50 SMA into consideration as well. So I'm just waiting for the price to come back, and this is the first candle that got tapped into this zone. So it also respected the 50 SMA. This touch here, actually it killed two birds with one stone. it tapped into this zone. Oh, sorry, it tapped into this zone, and also it respected the 50 SMA. So let's see what the next candle is going to give us. See, bullish engulfing candle, 2 confirmations. The first one is order block, tapped into. The second confirmation, 50 SMA, is respected. So we literally have 2 confirmations if you want to take a buy position here. So I'm going to, for example, take my buy position here, and then I close my trade somewhere around here. For example, I'm just giving you an example that it probably hits or is a 1-to-1 trade. I always take a 1-to-1 trade, and then it actually hit the stop loss here. But if I put my TP here, it doesn't matter. I just want to show you how you can take a 1-to-1 trade. This is all I want to show you, that how we can get a 1-to-1 trade using order blocks and 50 SMA. So this is the first thing that you need to take into consideration, guys, if you want to utilize 50 SMA. I personally don't use them. Don't get me wrong, I personally don't use them because it's not a good indicator to go for a trade. I just look at the supply and demand, and if I see such a thing right here, the first thing I personally do is just putting my buy limit here, my stop loss here, and my TP somewhere around here. So it's a 1 to 1.6 risk to reward, and this is a 1 to 2 risk to reward trade. If you put your buy limit here, if you can identify order blocks, high probability order blocks, and put your buy limits or sell limits around them. And by the way, I have a separate video for limit orders. Go check them out, and if you have a question, drop your comment here, and then I can take a higher reward trade with lower risk. This is a really good thing to put your buy limits and sell limits around these levels. So this is the next thing. The next example that I want to show you is the example that this indicator didn't work for that high probability trade that we had here. So here we have a really high probability order block because of this huge gap, and then the next candle after that, it left a gap in between, and then we have a high probability order block here. And if you look right, you see that we have a strong touch. So many touch points, so many momentums, head and shoulder. Everything is right here, and this momentum right here is very strong. It didn't tap outside of the order block, so it means that it's still valid. And then boom, it just came down. But as you can see, 50 SMA is below this structure. It's not tapping the 50 SMAs, and it's not respecting it. So if you wanted to wait for that, you just miss this trade because there's no confirmation for this SMA to give you a really good indicator. So, and if you want to just make your decisions based on this indicator, you would have been lost because of this momentum here. See, if you waited for this candle to tap this 50 SMA and take your buy position here, you would have got stopped out, because if you take your buy here, you probably put your TP here and your stop loss here, and the next thing you find out is that you get stopped out, all because you're just making your decisions based on this indicator, which is not a really good idea. So that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful with that, just for double confirmation. And this is the next example that the 50 SMA didn't work because it's way off. See, there's too much space between this price and this 50 SMA here, so there's so much space. And this is a really strong order block. It's a low probability because we have this candle already tapped into this zone, so it makes it a low probability order block. But the price came back to this level, and then it had a huge drop towards downside. Again, for supply and demand zone, guys, I have so many videos that they both work, low probability and high probability, but invalid order blocks don't work. Low probability ones still have the potential to work out. Okay, so this is an example that I wanted to show you, and yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for GBPUSD and for the first candle that I want to show you, the first indicator that I want to show you. The next one is RSI. So RSI is not a bad thing. I personally, as I said, I personally don't use that. I'm not a huge fan of RSI or anything related to that. I just trade based on pure price action, and this is a very simple one, guys. This is a very simple one. You just need to see where the price is overbought or oversold, and then you make your trading decision based on that, and you just need to kind of connect the highest points and the lowest points together to make yourself a supply and demand. So for example, here we have this head and shoulder, and if you identify it in this chart here, you see that we have this highest point Where's that? We had this highest point right here. Exactly right here. See? Because of the highest points and the lowest points, we know that it's going to react. It's powerful. Oversold areas and overbought areas are super powerful when it comes to using RSI as an indicator. Whereas like, you know, a 50 SMA. So 50 SMA can work, but as I said, there's a less chance if you want to make it work. So the next example that I can show you for RSI is very, very simple. For example, it could be this lowest point, which is overbought, and then you just need to put your pointer here and then identify where the market is trying to go. And then if I use it here, you see that we have the lowest points here, we have the lowest points here, we have a good support level, and then we can use that for our trading decision. But as I said, it's not really accurate, guys. It's way better to trade based on pure price action rather than using hundreds of indicators at the same time. I personally don't use that. I just use a 50 SMA, pure order block and gaps. But I just came across this example here. This example is a really good one for 50 SMA, that as you can see that we have this huge break of a structure here, and the price came back, respected this 50 SMA and just dropped. And what is that 50 SMA? Let me just delete this. 50 SMA is this one. See this order block? It tapped into this order block, it respected 50 SMA, it gave us a bearish engulfing candle, and then it dropped. That's very powerful. But if you know the structure of order blocks and the smart money concepts, then you don't need to use 50 SMA anymore. You just literally use the order blocks itself, and then you're done for that trading session. It's very, very cool, guys. It tapped into this zone twice, and then it gave us a really good momentum. Now we are ready to take this sell trade and be done for the day. So this is an example for 50 SMA that might work, guys. RSI, I'm not really a big fan. I would say that it's not really accurate, but order blocks, you know, are the number ones that you can really count on. So even this one, this is the second example that I wanted to show you. This order block here, see this order block, and this is something that 50 SMA is respected. Because of this huge spike, we have a gap here, so we know that the price has to come back to fill in this gap, and then we take our buy position, and this is exactly what happened. The price came back, tapped into this zone, gave us a momentum, and if you took your trade from here to, for example, here, you would have been profitable. Exactly. You would have been profitable exactly right here. Just because it respected this order block and it respected this 50 SMA. That's why it's a very, very good indicator for you to take your buy position or even your sell position. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell, so next time when I upload a video, you'll get notified super fast. And one more thing is that if you don't personally want to get involved in the world of trading and you want to trade completely hands-free, we provide forex expert advisors with the accuracy of over 88%, and that it can potentially give you 8% to 20% profit every single month. If you like to use that and gain consistent profit every month without doing anything, go check out the smartincubator.com. and if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask your questions by dropping your comment below this video. Thank you so much again for watching it, and I'm out.